I'm Merrick Alpert. I'm a Democrat, and I'm running for the United States Senate from Connecticut because you deserve a senator who tells you the truth and who focuses on protecting your job and rebuilding Connecticut's economy. Like many of you, I've lost faith in Senator Dodd. While he served the state well in the past, that's not so lately. He's become part of a culture of corruption in Washington. He's beholden to the very special interest that we sent him there to protect us from. He's taken tens of millions of dollars from those organizations and gotten a lot of favors from them. And now that he sees what's going on, he's more interested in protecting his job than in yours. I represent a fundamentally different way because I'm not a career politician. I consider that one of my greatest strengths. Like many of you, I came from a working class background. I was raised by a single mother in Colchester. She worked as a school teacher and cut bread in a local bakery to make ends meet. I volunteered and went overseas in the U.S. military, serving as a peacekeeper in Bosnia. And when I returned home from my military service, I successfully grew and sold 2 small businesses. I understand job creation, and I understand that small business is the economic engine that drives Connecticut's economy. People asked about the day that I decided to run for the Senate, and I remember it clearly. Several weeks ago, I went to get my hair cut in Hartford, and the barber who's cut it for 25 years told me about his struggles and how Senator Dodd had failed him. And then I drove to Colchester to see my mother. Sitting in her kitchen, she held her retirement account statement in her hands and looked up at me and told me how so much of what she had worked for over 40 years was gone and how Senator Dodd had failed her. And then I drove home here to Mystic, and after Alex and I had tucked Jackson and Amelia in their beds to go to sleep, Alex and I sat in our bedroom and had a very candid conversation. And we watched Senator Dodd on television fail to take accountability and responsibility for his action. And we recognized the terrible conflict between the fact we spend our day teaching our children to do what is right, to tell the truth, and take responsibility for their action, only to come home each night and turn the evening news on and watch Senator Dodd fail to take any responsibility for his action. He doesn't represent Connecticut's values anymore. He represents the values of Washington, D.C. And you and I have different values than he does. We represent Connecticut's values, not those in Washington. If you want a senator who tells it to you straight, if you want a senator who spends his day working to protect your job, not his own, if you want a senator who lives here in Connecticut and will always live in Connecticut, and if you want a senator who represents a fundamental change from the culture of corruption in Washington, my name is Merrick Alpert. I live in Mystic, Connecticut with my family, and I would be honored once again to serve my nation as your United States Senator.